I feel like it was just divine intervention, where it was just God's grace that I was there and He wanted me there. So it's been a bigger blessing than any championship I've ever won, any game high accolades that I've ever had. It's been restoring of a new version of myself to see that just because of the things that you've done in the past don't have to shape who you are going to be. And because of God and because of that grace that He's given me, I'm just thankful. I'm really thankful.
Clark Woods has been through a whirlwind of tragedies these past few years.
It was a lot of I'll say my personal battles of depression. I was separated from my wife at the time. February 2016, my coach who recruited me to come play out here, he passed away, and then 2 months after that, my dad passed away, tragically in the hospital, which I never really dealt with that. I think more than anything after that, that's when I lost my faith. I was angry, really angry. Angry at God. I was angry at the hospital. I was angry at everybody around me. And I dealt with it in different ways of turning to alcohol. I would push people away so that way they wouldn't get too close to me to know I was battling a lot. So during that time, I had enough. I had enough of looking at the person in the mirror that I became, hurting people around me that loved me. It came down to just feeling hopeless and helpless and not feeling worthy. And so for that, made a decision to get in my truck, and I was going to drive my truck off the summit in Tahoe. And I was 99.9% sure I wasn't coming back. And at that time, I see two officers come approach me, and my older brother, who's a SAC sheriff, he just came up and he gave me a big hug and told me it was gonna be okay. And then I was transported to a mental health facility where I spent four and a half days there. And leaving out of that facility on a Monday, I turned to basketball, because basketball is always my safe haven, my sanctuary of peace and kind of being able to kind of really clear my mind.
Clark eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball. In addition to being the head varsity basketball coach at the local high school, he does one-on-one coaching sessions with individual players.
Eyes up. Through COVID, a lot of the gyms shut down, and so I transitioned to doing a lot of my workouts out at a park.
The same park where one of the newer Wells Home Mission churches sets up for worship every Sunday morning. They started meeting in local parks during the pandemic, and now they choose to continue worshiping without walls.
We could go somewhere else, but our people have really enjoyed the comfortable outdoor feel that Foundation has.
As this congregation is growing from their initial core group, they are working to establish a positive and welcoming presence in the Folsom community. A lot of that is through personal evangelism, and part of that is by simply being present, like in the park for worship services.
Sometime you'll see somebody walking by with their dog. The next Sunday, they'll walk a little closer. The following Sunday, they may even sit on a park bench about 50 yards away, and before you know it, they're pulling up a chair. It's just amazing how God brings people to the Word.
People like Clark, who was simply in the right place at the perfect time, just days after leaving the mental health facility.
And I just went over and said, hey, we got some food left over here from church if you guys want any. And Clark, turns to me, says hi, and we get to talking. And I told him this was our first service, our first time in the park. And he immediately just said, wow, this is something I needed today.
I end up sitting down and meet Pastor Dave, and here's grace is all yours in rich abundance, and it's God's to give. I wanted to be a part of that, and I wanted to start my journey into restoring my faith to even a higher and a stronger foundation. Coincidentally, it's Foundation, Lutheran that I'm attending and I'm a part of now.
And he's brought his kids to be a part of it too, and have them baptized, passing this precious gift down to the next generation.
One of the things that it showed me is that every single opportunity that presents us in any given day is an opportunity to be a witness for God. Whether it be at the grocery store, whether it be in a park.
Wells Home Mission churches all across North America have the ability to reach people just like Clark. Imagine having even more churches so we can connect even more people to Jesus.
What's unique about the souls that are reached as a result of a mission being planted in a community where maybe there isn't a Lutheran or a Christian presence is that it does intentionalize outreach and evangelism. And it is easy to get comfortable. And sometimes God does His best work when He makes you a little bit uncomfortable.
The Lord is my strength and my shield. And knowing that gives me enough understanding to know He's going to walk with me through this process and He's going to hold me up.